everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Fourtress, a podcast about movies, TV shows, video games, and lots of pop culture nerd things. My name is Oscar. I'll be one of your hosts today, and with me per usual, we got Brian. You know him as the Beard / New Reliable / the Spider-Man villain, Mr. Negative, on a Dragon Ball Z redemption arc. Hi Brian, how you doing today, man?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I was about to come in real
That's all
fucking hot from the gates, but it's always Monday usually when we're doing this. Not to tell you how the potion's made, but God, I hate Mondays.
Yeah. No, I feel Mondays can be rough, and they can be rough. Garfield was not wrong. Listeners, it's just me and Brian for now, but we might have another host come in. We might have Alex join us a little later in the show, but for now, it's just me and Brian, which is all great because me and Brian definitely fill the space enough for the most part.
We yap enough for 4 people.
Yes. Before we move on, though, Brian, listeners, don't forget you can skip spoilers or skip sections if whatever you want if you just check out the time codes in the show notes of the podcast. I promise they'll probably be there. I know they weren't there last time. But they should be there. They should be there.
A liar.
With that, though, Brian, should we just head into our first segment of the week?
I think I'm ready.
News talk.
All right, first piece of news. This is hot out the gate, straight out the presses. My goodness, probably like within like the past hour or two. Brian, I wrote down that you hated this piece of news preemptively. Just knowing you for this long, I'm like, I think Brian's gonna hate this. But we finally have a voice for Shadow the Hedgehog. No, it is not Hayden Christensen fans. No, it is not Chris Pratt. It is the I don't know if anyone of us thought about this, but it is the one and only Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves and Chris Pratt, and there's these actors we have right now. Pedro Pascal is a good one. That is just like, not that to knock their ability, but they're in fucking everything.
They are. I can't believe none of them are in a movie together at this point.
And you're telling me that Keanu Reeves, he said he didn't want to do MCU stuff, but he chose to do Sonic. I mean, I guess the same thing is kind of like with what's his face as well, with Dr. Robotnik. That it's like, you chose to do this,
right? Right.
For things.
I mean, I there was a bit of a shock when I saw it, but then I also remembered he was just in that most recent Toy Story movie that I did not see, but everyone apparently loved him in that Toy Story movie.
But like, at least Toy Story is Pixar, and they have like money. You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. I just can't imagine like the paycheck is that high. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong.
I don't know. I mean, it probably is. It probably is. But at the same time, like, it's just, he is simultaneously the best and worst choice for this, I think.
Why do you think he's the worst?
Worst in the sense that I'm like, he just acts like John Wick and everything now, which could be the best thing for Shadow. Shadow is very emo and moody, and it could work. But I don't know. I think it's gonna work. I think it's definitely gonna work more than it won't. It's just gonna be it's funny to think Keanu Reeves versus Ben Schwartz.
Right. This is an interesting ass cast just as a whole. Like, they got so many like heavy hitters in this as a. So yeah. To say whether or not I hate it, unfortunately I don't.
Okay.
Once I took a real thought about it, like in the beginning here, like Keanu Reeves, I automatically was like, "Fuck!" Like, this is again. I'm so tired of this man being himself over and over again and getting away with it. We gotta stop letting this happen. But then I thought about kind of like the characterization of Shadow and things of that nature, and I was kind of like, okay, I can see where this would fit pretty well with kind of like the voice actor work that's already been done for Shadow over like a couple voice actors. So I'm like, okay, I can be okay with it. Don't make him make a lot of jokes. I hope.
That's what I'm like. My biggest fear would be that he plays it too campy.
Yeah, don't make it campy or silly, and I'll be okay with it.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be. I think it'll be fun though. Either
Sure. Apparently someone's enjoying this because people keep signing on. Idris Elba signed on. Fucking Keanu Reeves signed on. Big names keep signing on to this project.
On everybody, bro.
Something's going on.
Sonic's been around for a long time. We don't know what Sonic knows. We thought Shadow had the gun. Right. No, in fact, it was Sonic. Sonic's got it on everybody.
No, it's so funny because people are excited. Like, real Sonic fans are excited for this movie because a child's going to get shot and then Dr. Robotnik's going to be fat. I was like, oh, yeah. That is weird.
I mean, Yeah, I mean they've been trying to compare Sonic universe to the Avengers. They want these to be Avengers level events and shit.
We
and
gotta stop letting people.
I get what
in
you're
suits.
saying in terms of
stop letting them talk. They're not allowed to talk, and they say dumb shit like that, and that's you just ruined your brain.
I get what you're saying when you're like, oh, we're getting all the characters together in one movie finally, but it's like that's how Sonic goes. That's Sonic. What do you mean? That's what happens. That's what happens in Sonic. But it's okay. I'm still very excited. I'm listeners, we aren't really going to talk about any of the CinemaCon stuff that came out because none of us were there, though, and so none of us saw it. And just reading what happened is kind of cool, but not super cool in terms of hype level. So yeah, there was some cool Deadpool stuff there. Yeah, there was more. The Sonic footage was actually shown. Yeah, they had some other Guardians and Captain America stuff. It's cool there. Yeah, it's cool stuff. But yeah, we're not really talking about that. So this is as much as you get in terms of that news. Thank God they released this. But yeah. Sonic. When's still supposed to come out this year?
December. Yeah, they haven't set it back yet. Same time as that Avatar movie's supposed to come out.
That's definitely not coming out this year.
You think so?
Definitely.
Yeah, I guess true. No, after everything that happened, yeah,
absolutely not. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited to see this first trailer, man.
I get more excited every day. I swear.
God, I can't believe Sonic. The renaissance of Sonic is just—it never ends.
It needs to be studied, dude. It's crazy.
It really does. It really should. Like, I don't know how Sega does it. But anyways, moving on to the next piece of news. Brian, you saw Transformers Rise of the Beast, right? I think me and you were the two people that actually did see it.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it.
Good movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it as well. How excited were you at the ending part of this movie where Anthony Ramos' character is talking to the government, and it's revealed that they are actually G.I. Joe, and they're going to do a G.I. Joe Transformers movie crossover. Because it's officially happening now.
Have you ever been in a movie and then you audibly just go, what the fuck?
Yes.
That's what I think
I did that throughout all of Madam Web this year. But yeah.
Yes, I did. I sure did. That's true. Yeah. So that's what I did seeing that. And this is I don't care because I don't care about G.I. Joe. So this isn't like, oh, they're ruining my thing, so whatever.
No, not at all.
Like,
I'm all for it in terms of just throw as much garbage shit at the wall and just to see like what fun shit you can have. Like I was saying, like I wrote in our headline in our document for this, I was like, this is just one step closer to somehow getting a Fast and Furious crossover with Transformers.
And I mean,
like, we're a step closer.
We're showing that like ridiculous works. I mean, the most recent Godzilla movie sounds like people actually enjoyed it, and I thought it looked like absolute asshole, but apparently people thought it was really cool.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
So it's amazing the amount of you can get away with when you're just doing something for fun. I mean, Fast and Furious as a whole just kind of figured that out once they got to like 5, where they were like, okay, we're being a little too serious about this. Let's kind of change this up and, take it a little campier. And now it's a huge franchise. So
yeah, look, I'm not the biggest G.I. Joe fan either. I saw
one of those.
I
movies.
still didn't even see that second movie.
Yeah, I guess I saw the first one.
Yeah, I saw the first one with Channing Tatum, and that one was not great. It's fine. It's whatever. Marlon Wayans is in it. That was back when he was actually doing movies. I did not see the second one with The Rock because I did not
The Rock
care
was in that
really
movie?
about it. Yeah, he was like that. That was like he was the main guy, I think, in that one.
I did not realize that. That's hilarious.
And then I ended up, I think, kind of sleeping a bit through the most recent Snake Eyes like solo movie, which was whatever. I don't remember what happened in it.
Yeah, Joe sucks now.
Yeah, so I mean, look. Maybe this is their way. Transformers can save G.I. Joe in terms of people. Clearly, people see Transformers movies. They keep making them. And I like this last Rise of the Beast. I hope this doesn't ruin that vibe because I thought Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast were actually pretty good movies.
Bumblebee was a great movie. I thought.
Don't want them to go back to the Michael Bay ones.
Fair.
I don't want that. But yeah, this could be fun. We'll see. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen, but like next is like what? Chuck and Ninja Turtles. Chuck them all in there. Who gives a fuck?
I feel like we haven't had anything Ninja Turtles in a while. Go ahead and throw them up in there. I don't think I ever saw the second one of that movie either, to be honest with you.
I recently did last year. It's fine. It's fun. It's much like Godzilla Kong. It's just fun. It's dumb as shit, but it's fun. It's like the 90s cartoon. It's fun.
Yeah, this is gonna be one of those movies that I either need to see that it's like randomly reviewed really well or so horribly that I have to see it. If it's mid, I'm probably not going to see it. But if it's either like an atrocity or it's really, really good, I'll go see it.
Yeah. If it's as good as Rise of the Beast, I'll go see it. Because like after watching, I was like, oh man, I could have seen that in theaters. That would have been fun. I'm not mad that I didn't, and I saved the money there. But yeah,
it's the same.
All right, let's move on. But to do so, we have to head to the trailer park. So let's go do that.
Mom's Spaghetti.
I do have a friend that has a banjo. Actually, maybe I should borrow it sometime for this segment.
Yeah, just bring it every week.
Let's make it real
live. Let's make it real. Yes, listeners, we're in the trailer park this week because going back to CinemaCon, we did get some things that were released to our loveliness. One of those being the much anticipated, I guess, sequel to the $1 billion making movie Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. Joker Folie à Deux. Or 2. We're gonna call it Joker 2. It's fine. With Lady Gaga's in it as Harley Quinn, and we got our first teaser.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't. Go ahead.
You can go first. I want to see what you have to say.
Okay. I'm not gonna. I think this is an excellent teaser in terms of teaser and trailer making. I think this is an excellent teaser in terms of making me interested in what the hell is going on. What the world looks like, what's happening, blah, blah, blah. Soundtrack, all of the elements to make a good teaser are in this, and it looks very good and well made. That being said, I'm just not 100% sure how much I care. Continue to care about these villain movies, like Kraven coming out and Venom. I'm like, I don't really, Madam Web, I don't care about these villain-ass movies that much.
I mean, villain movies are really tough, especially comic book villains, because their interesting aspect about them is the way they're connected to the main characters. So when you remove that, you usually only have one choice of what to do, and that's to make you feel sympathetic for them. And that's kind of dry at this point. We've seen it too many times.
I don't want to feel sympathy for the Joker.
Right. And I mean, this the whole thing they're trying to do with this was it's technically interesting. Like, it could be interesting. We've seen it before with the first one, that it's like talking around mental health and the way that trauma and mental health and things can cause you to, I don't know, be a psychopath, be a bad person, whatever the fuck you want to say with it. And that is interesting. That being said, I don't know that I need to see this again because it seems even worse down that hill than the first one was. Around like this is a case study of mental illness. Like,
yeah, very much. Did you like the first Joker?
In a vacuum, I did. It was when I heard losers talk about it afterwards that pissed me off about the movie and maybe not like it as much.
Because people got culture behind it afterwards was horrible.
People got the wrong insight from it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I hate that it kind of became the incel anthem for a time.
Yes, 100%. And that's what kind of is gross to me when people like see something like that and they're like, "No, this guy's cool," and it's like, "Oh no."
You know, this is the origin of the great one of the greatest literary villains of all time. You know that, right?
Right. And it's like, I know you're going to use that as your profile picture on Twitter now while you bully and harass people while using slurs. Like, great, awesome. Yeah. We got another one. Cool.
Right.
So like seeing through that and then seeing this feels like so Fight Club coded. So I don't know,
$1,000,000%.
Film house movie kind of like, it's just trying to be kind of like too weird and too dark in a way that's like, I don't know what would be better to like full send it that route to make it end up feeling more cult classic-y, or to water it down and make it seem more closer to a superhero film. I don't know what I want. I kind of don't want either.
No. I'm definitely in the camp of full send it. Like the fact that like they have taken it back, that it's not a musical, but there are major musical elements throughout. I love that. Like, I make it weird as fuck. Who cares? This isn't connected to any universe. Who gives a shit? Just do whatever you want. You already and as far as the first one goes, I remember I was super hyped for that first movie before it came out. And then I saw it and I was like, it's okay. I didn't think it was the greatest fucking thing in the world. I thought Joaquin Phoenix's performance was great. It didn't blow me out of the water like it did the rest of the world, I feel, but it was still a phenomenal performance. But there are times where I'm like, I don't know if this is good or if he's doing that weird thing that actors used to do in the past where they would just be really quiet for most of the movie and then they just freak out and scream at something, you know, and it's like, oh, that's acting. That's acting, you know? But no, I do think like his performance is still great. I'm excited to see Lady Gaga and all these musical stuff. I'm excited for all that stuff. And as far as like plot stuff goes, my biggest thing, I was like, I wonder, because obviously they played with this in the first Joker, is I don't know what if this is real?
Right.
Is any of this real that we're seeing? Is this all in Joker's head? Is Harley even real? Because there's a line in this movie where she literally says, "I'm nobody," and I was like, that's clearly there for a reason. Like, is she even real? She's at one point looks like she's an inmate, so they're switching up her origin a bit, where she's not the psychiatrist that interviews the Joker. She's an inmate with him as well, and it looks like she is the one who kind of corrupts him to go back to being the Joker, rather than Joker corrupting Harley into becoming Harley Quinn. So they're spinning that a little bit, it looks like. But again, who knows how much of this is real and what is not.
Yeah. I'm interested in it, but not nearly as much as I felt like I was going to be. When I heard about the Lady Gaga casting at first, I was kind of like, oh, that's interesting. And then we heard about the musical stuff, and I was like, ooh, not so much. And then they even walked it back, and I'm still like, well, I just don't care anymore. So.
Right, yeah. My question, what kind of song can Lady Gaga write to try to get an Oscar out of this movie?
Oh, right.
What kind of song?
Right.
Could you imagine if this movie produces the best song of the year?
and that is a real thing that could happen. That's the craziest part.
1,000,000%. Yeah. But we'll see. Comes out October 4th. We'll see what happens. Will it crack $1 billion like the first one did? I doubt it.
I
feel like there was lightning in the bottle, that first one, but who knows? I mean, people might fucking go in droves to see it. Who knows? All right. Our last and final trailer of the week. This is for Star Wars Outlaws, the Ubisoft video game that is coming out now that they released it this year. I think it's August, sometime in August this year. It's just the story trailer, so no gameplay. We've seen gameplay in the past, so we kind of know an idea. I kind of want to see more gameplay. I'm already there for the story because it looks. I like that it's set in between Empire and Return of the Jedi. So we're probably gonna see Han Solo and Carbonite. I would imagine they're gonna throw that in there or something. And it's about, apparently what quoted in the trailer, the golden age of the underworld. Just criminals running amok.
Yeah, I'm curious about this one. I'm kind of in a weird mood and bias about it recently because I've been watching Twitch a decent amount, and Twitch, and you know how ads kind of pre-roll and some stuff when you go to different channels or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and there is a terrible trailer that runs through Twitch ads that comes on with that, where the voice lines are all fucked up. It sounds like people recorded from different parts of the fucking country, like everybody recording their house. It felt very like COVID-esque,
right?
Like everyone recording their house, and some of the voice lines sound really bad compared to others. And I was just like, who greenlit this ad to be put on Twitch? Like, who did that? Very fortunately, the story trailer that kind of came out recently does not sound like that. But whatever fucking short trailer they're running right now, they need to cut that shit and redo it because it is not good. It makes me not want to see this anymore. I don't want to see that trailer come up anymore. That being said, as a whole, I'm excited because of Star Wars. I'm not excited because of Ubisoft. I don't like Ubisoft games. I've tried many times and I just cannot get into them. They're not for me. So that kind of scares me. But then I still have this weird feeling about like this. Something about this game looks off to me. I can't put my finger on just it. The graphic and art style is kind of like not exactly what I think I was expecting.
Interesting.
I don't know.
That's weird because to me this looks like it fits right into the fucking Jedi Survivor universe.
I mean, I guess that's kind of almost like what makes me mad is it looks like they just took a lot of assets. Like there's a lot of asset sharing.
Yeah,
in a weird way that I was like, I don't know that I wanted that. We're probably getting different studios to make a goddamn game, and it still looks the fucking same.
I wonder if that's a Star Wars thing.
Maybe
if they're like,
I don't know.
If you want this story to be canon, you can't go too weird with it.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they did something like that. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And then like,
I don't know.
As far as like graphical fidelity, it's like I'm still, and maybe that's just a me thing as well, that it's still not feeling next gen. Like I don't feel like my computer, which it probably still will somehow anyway. I don't feel like my computer should struggle to run this game. Because it looks about as good as Battlefront 2 did, which Battlefront 2 is a beautiful game, don't get me wrong. But it's like, we're like, what, 9 years
Battlefront
since that
2
game?
is like
7 years, something like that. It's been a while since that game came out. But I'm kind of like, how are we still there? You know? Like,
yeah. And I do wonder if that is a software or a hardware thing. I wonder if that's a thing where developers are like, we can only run so hot on these consoles, even though they're quote unquote next gen, current gen, whatever. For some reason, we still have a cap. I did hear something funny enough, kind of related, in terms of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. some people were talking about how like it's a beautiful game, but like don't look too closely at like some of the textures. They don't look great. Like even with Remake, there's some things where like you can clearly tell where they were like, we need to save some space and make this shit work.
All the characters that aren't your main team.
yeah, exactly. Because it was like I heard someone was like saying how with Remake they were like they upped something like some percentage, like 50%, or they added something. And it added like 50 gigabytes to the game. And they're like, so if they try, so like if Square Enix like actually put, the game would be like 2 terabytes big if you wanted to play it with all that shit. So it's probably something like that. Because I would imagine, because it's Ubisoft, this game's going to be big. As much as I hate it, this game's probably going to be really big.
yeah. At least I'm thinking it's 100 gigabyte one. At least it's going to be one of those kinds of games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if there's a Ubisoft game that's under 100 gigabytes.
Right, which is crazy.
Every Assassin's Creed, every Far Cry, I bet you that Avatar game was probably like 112 gigabytes.
I think that one's like at least 70, if not more than that. Because I think I did look at it and I was like, yeah, no thanks.
And that's at the low end.
Yeah, Jesus. Right. That's on the low end, which is crazy because hardware in that aspect isn't getting much bigger. You know what I mean? Most people don't have super big SSDs.
Yeah, I was going to say, I need them to stop putting 1 terabyte hard drives in consoles and thinking that's enough. It's not. It's not enough.
I constantly on my PC have to delete games. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where I'm having to delete stuff on the PS5. Yeah, 1,000%. But look, I'm excited because it's more Star Wars, and like you said, it's not EA, and it could be fun, and it's not Assassin's Creed.
Right.
I'm excited because for what I heard, that Avatar game was not bad. I didn't play it, and I'll probably get it maybe one if it's like $20, maybe I'll get it, but only when I'm like, I know I'll play it now. The only reason I probably wouldn't get it because I have too much stuff.
I hear the biggest issue is just that it's kind of boring because it's pretty repetitive. But like as far as like gameplay went, is that the gameplay was solid. Game was beautiful. It's a really gorgeous game. It's just boring, unfortunately. Which I feel like that's to be said about a lot of Ubisoft games is they just kind of get boring. Yeah,
1,000%. Yeah. Again, that's the problem with when you create these open worlds and make these 200-hour games. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to, even if it's not grinding. It's not, I guess it's not technically grinding because I'm exploring the world and I haven't gone back and replayed stuff. But all of it's the same, essentially.
Yeah, your game has to be really fun and really interesting for someone to put 200 hours into it.
Yeah.
That's tough. Yeah. That's a tough thing to do.
I don't have many games that like that.
Right. But
we'll see. What gets me if I'll get it day one is if I hear it's like a fucking, you must buy this, I'll get it day one. But if not, it'll be I'll wait a couple months, maybe a Black Friday deal or something.
Yeah, it'll be a sale deal for me if it's not like a really, really amazing game. But if it's like at least like Jedi Survival level, then I'd probably be like more interested.
Yeah.
If I hear that.
Yeah. I didn't even get Jedi Survivor Day one. I was like, I don't have time for this. I can't. Good game though, but I still haven't beaten it. Oh, last little cool bit. Emilia Clarke's character from Solo, Kira, is apparently going to make an appearance in this game. That's not voiced or played by Emilia Clarke.
That's less cool.
Yeah, less cool. But still cool to continue to expand that world and stuff. I actually enjoyed her character in that movie. I actually enjoyed that movie. I think more than most people. I thought the movie was fun. It was fine. People are just real butthurt about Han Solo. It's fine. I get it. You love this fictional character to death. But yeah, very cool. Very cool. Negatives right before we go. I think the Jabba mission is stuck behind a pre-order wall, maybe.
Oh.
And also people are real pissed about there's apparently a $130 edition of this game that basically just comes with skins and like an art.
I'm sorry, did you say $130?
Yeah, it's not worth
it.
Okay.
Wow.
Not great. Not great there. Bad look. Horrible. I was like, usually when they sell those big editions, I get like a backpack or some shit. Give me like a Star Wars backpack of some shit. But it's like, no, you just get all this digital shit that no one really cares about. But it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyways, there you go. Star Wars Outlaws. Excited for it. Brian, that's the news. That's the trailer park. Shall we now move into our main topic of the week?
Let's do it.
Oh, hi, Alex. He is here, listeners, like I said.
I made it just in time for the end of the world.
Exactly. Yes, listeners, because we are trapped in, yet again, another fortress this week. This is a fortress. This is a derelict-ass garbage fire of a fortress. This is a rough one to be in. But this should make for some good, fun conversation, because we're in the fortress of...
the apocalypse. The what? The strike?
Detroit. He said Detroit.
Same difference. No. My bad.
Shout out Detroit. Yeah. Yes, listeners, inspired by the most recent, I would say, success of the Fallout show coming out and people are enjoying it. We decided not to talk about it because it came out too quick. But we are going to go through some of the biggest and most famous apocalypses across media.
Some
TV,
scary,
video games,
some
movies.
not
Some
so bad.
scary. Yeah, absolutely. And we're just gonna kind of chat about them on like best and worst case scenario, which ones we would thrive in, which one we would survive or die in. Just have a fun little conversation about them. So this should be a lot of fun. I don't think there's gonna be any spoilers in this. It don't really matter.
Spoilers for
the way
end of
I
the world.
organize mine. Spoilers for the end of the world. This is how it's gonna go down. I organize mine in terms of different kinds of apocalypses. So the first thing I have on here is virus-based ones. So for example, the most obvious, The Last of Us being
true.
the biggest, most
poisonous flower
ones.
bacteria.
Yeah. Oh no! You know what I think? I might have to that. I think that might actually go into environment. What do you guys think? Is that I feel because it's a plant. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know.
That makes sense.
Well, you got your environmental apocalypse. Which could be like the
that's all like a Mad Max, which we'll talk about.
Yeah,
you know,
or like a giant hurricane movies.
Yeah, which I didn't write many of those down because I kind of lean towards ones that were like, I guess, post-apocalyptic.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Okay, well, what other categories are there? Let's get all the categories out there.
Yeah. So I got virus, environmental, zombies,
classic,
creatures. So like anything Earth-based, but not like environment or virus. So creature. So like like a Godzilla.
I thought you said preacher. I was like, that's interesting.
The post-apocalypse, the preachers, and they're the ones that are going to take us out.
I mean, I do have one that's random phenomena, and most of those are religious-based God things. So there's those kind of apocalypse. I have aliens, people. I only have one on that, but so that one might shift. I don't know where it is. And then machine/AI. Those are the categories that I got listed.
People, that's interesting.
Yeah. So the one that I have for that, we can start with that one, I guess, is the Hunger Games. Because I don't remember. Did something happen in that world? I didn't read any of them books, and I don't remember that first movie at all. Did something happen? Or was it just the government was like, fuck everyone?
For sure.
I feel like there was some kind of resource shortage at some point.
Yeah,
was it?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm the worst person to ask. Even I read the first two books, I have the memory of a goldfish, so I remember nothing about anything.
I feel like it is natural resources being limited, and the poverty line being even greater, and just like the class system really taking a hold.
Okay, then that would lean, I feel like, towards environmental. That's a world thing.
Yeah, but it still kind of goes to like greed and stuff like that, because there's still people that were living very well. So I think that feels very peopleish. Maybe people first, more so than environment second, considering the books and the movies focus more on the people than they ever did on the actual apocalypse itself.
Right. Well, let's start with that, because I only have that. Hunger Games. I would kill every one of them children.
Bro.
No question. Immediately. There's no fucking...
No, I put that down in one of those scarier ones. That sounds awful. I do not want to be a volunteer. I do not want to kill a bunch of people to survive.
Yeah. More than likely, I would just make sure they never find my ass to make me fucking go up in there.
Brian, I'd be hiding in a box somewhere.
is Brian there? One of y'all better fucking volunteer as tribute. I'm not going. I'm killing myself immediately. Y'all aren't gonna let me. I'm not going through this shit. You gonna be a child soldier? That's crazy.
That shit sounds traumatic as fuck, man. And even when you fucking win, there's still a chance you might have to go back and do this shit again.
I gotta go to sequel.
That is some bullshit. That's not a game.
I'd be like, fuck that.
But yes, 100%. If I had to do it and I was forced into it, there's take no prisoners. I'm gonna look like a pro level player in that bitch. We're immediately headshots. Everybody gets taken out. I'm hiding in the bushes. I'm doing some shit like Peter did, pretending I'm some wood. Pretending I'm a piece of log,
a piece of a rock or some shit.
Yeah, I'd be hiding. I'd be camping out, and it'd be Fortnite in there.
Oh,
and
I would be the worst Call of Duty player. I'd be camping all fucking day.
We're camping at the edge of the circle the entire time.
Oh yeah. No. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Fuck that reality. I do not want to be in Hunger Games for sure.
No. That world sucks. All right. Let's. how about we round robin through all the different categories?
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's go back to virus. So Last of Us, I don't think I'm not surviving.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one.
I'm fucked.
I'm fucked. That might be one of the worst ones if you ask me, because that shit is just way too real. That's like if real life apocalypse zombies happen, it would be pretty similar to Last of Us, where the people all suck. You can't trust anybody. Nobody wants to do you any favors, and there's zombies out to get you. It's like anywhere you turn, it's depressing. No thanks.
Yeah. I mean, unless I'm Ellie and I can survive that shit, I'm not. That's a tough one.
Yeah, homegirl traumatized too.
Are we talking about zombies as a whole, or are we talking about Ellie zombies? We're talking about Last of Us zombies.
No, I think just purely Last of Us hearing hyper aware hearing zombies. That's a tough one.
I shall be killing myself. This is going to turn into a podcast of whether or not I shall be killing myself in this world.
Is that the rating system for this?
Yes. Whether or not I think it is worth even attempting to live in this one, no, absolutely not. They are too fast. They are too loud. They are too scary. Some are fat and tanky. I'm not dealing with it. And then also, if I'm having to live in the fucking whatchamacallit zones, the quarantine zones, that sucks too. And then they might just kill me too, just because it's Tuesday and they can do that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm well equipped enough to start like a Jackson and like a whole community on shit. I don't know if I can. I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to be there, and they had already started that shit.
Yeah. I don't want to be the one that makes the
born into the Jackson neighborhood. Maybe if you're like born 20 years into the apocalypse, maybe then it'd be okay. But even still, probably not.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. But we'll see. All right, let's switch it up. Let's pause for a moment until Brian goes back.
It wasn't my internet.
Okay, I'm back. Hey. I don't know what happened there. I think Discord's like, you've been talking for too long. We got to kick you off.
One sec, sorry.
I was like, what?
All right.
What we do?
I was just making writing down a note as to when that happened so I can let Jackie know.
Gotcha.
All right. Yeah, so Last of Us, that's not a good look.
Absolutely not.
Let's go to our first environmental one. Let's just go with Mad Max, Fury Road. A fucking desolate wasteland. There's no water. This is a tough one too.
You know, I drink a lot of water, man. I can't do that shit, man. I need a lot of water per day.
I'm not
a thirsty boy.
Like that would be pretty scary. That's not a good situation. But all things considered, you know, driving around real fast in a monster truck in the desert looks pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
That looks like a good time.
The weather terrible.
Weather
them
sucks.
superstorms they got there. That's a hard pass surviving.
You just roll the windows on up. You good? Turn on the AC.
Yeah, I don't know. It could potentially be. No, I don't even think it's that fun. I played that Mad Max game, and every fucking like shelter I went to, people were like, "This place sucks. I gotta sell these fucking metal parts. This is my money. I'm sleeping on the fucking concrete." What
does that guy say in the first episode of Fallout? That is like one of my favorite lines I think in the entire show so far. Where he's like, "How's your day going?" And he said, "As bad as everyone else's."
Damn,
and I was like,
"That's real."
I felt that one. That one's real. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to survive in the Mad Max universe unless I'm Mad Max. Can I be Mad Max?
Am I cool? Am I cool enough to be a main character? Or am I going to be fodder that dies randomly?
Yeah, you definitely got to be main character in Mad Max world. If you're just a regular old person, you're probably not even driving a cool monster truck.
No,
you might be stuck in the back lumping coal into the engine, and that's not fun.
No. That's a rough world. All right, let's hit some zombies. Now, obviously, this is the big one. Whether or not we're talking about a Walking Dead slow zombie universe or like a 28 Days Later super speed zombie universe, because they are very different.
I'll pass on all of them, especially the fast ones. But even the slow motherfuckers, like no thanks. Like you get.
I think I can survive that
it's
shit.
A wrap. You go down the wrong corridor trying to get to the grocery store, it's a wrap.
I am not afraid of Walking Dead zombies. I don't understand how they die to them.
Don't trip.
I think that shit's stupid as fuck.
Nah, fuck
how
that.
How's a zombie sneak up?
Do they have the ability, like in the show, to like sneak in off screen and get me without making a goddamn sound? Because if they have that ability, then I'm screwed. I don't. But other than that, it's like it makes no sense how any of them get the jump on anyone.
Right. Unless I'm literally walking outside blackout drunk, I feel like anything going and walking over to me like, all right, I'm a step sideways. Like
I don't know. There's a lot of people in New York City, and you know,
if you might be more.
If one of them motherfuckers
you
was a zombie,
might be fucked.
I would not.
Yeah.
Know.
Yeah, you might be fucked.
I'll tell you what though. I would hang out in Shaun of the Dead universe. That's a good time.
Yes,
that's a good time.
That's essentially the same thing.
If you that way,
that's proof that you could survive.
If your friends get bit by a zombie, you could still just chain them up in the doghouse and play video games.
Play video games.
That's all right. That's not bad.
That's a good rating system for these universes as well. Could you chain up the whatever's fucking the world up and play video games with it?
Only if it's your best friends.
Walk Shaun of the Dead? Absolutely. Yeah, 28 Days Later, speed zombies? No. I'm done. I'm done for. Absolutely.
That is a die. I gotta die.
Also, they're barely in high definition. Like, let's be real. I don't got time for that.
No, that's a hard pass. That's a terrible universe to be in. Yeah, similar thing. Left 4 Dead. We can cross out a lot of these zombies because they're all very similar. Left 4 Dead and Shaun of the Dead we talked about. Zombieland, same thing, but fun universe.
Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad.
I feel like I could do that, but but some of those are actually honestly pretty fast too, and so that's not very.
But
fun.
They stay strapped. Listen, they got a lot of weapons, and they're not afraid to use them.
That's true.
And Woody Harrelson, enough said.
That's my biggest thing.
If I was in an apocalypse, yeah.
My cardio isn't very good these days. I'm a little chunky. I can't be running, at least not for long distances. I can sprint for a good 100 meters. After that, there's not much more I can give. I don't think.
Hey, if Jesse Eisenberg can hang, I think we could do it.
Fair. That's a good place comparison.
True.
Actually,
yeah,
that makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah,
we got this shit.
All right, that's good. All right, let's first creature apocalypse. This is I don't know if you guys remember this movie. The movie Reign of Fire. This is the dragon movie with Matthew McConaughey and Christian Bale. It's a great movie. If anyone hasn't seen this movie, you should check it out. It's actually a very good movie. It's a dragon apocalypse.
What?
Dragons were found underground and they've taken over the world.
Oh, it's like a modern day.
Yes.
Oh, this sounds
like
really
modern
bad.
day. Yes, like modern day society, and dragons just show up. It's such a good movie.
It's funny. It's funny because I'm reading the synopsis now. This movie came out in 2002. It is set in 2020.
Oh my god!
In the time that the world did actually go to shit, so we might as well have had dragons. To be honest with you,
we should have had dragons.
That might have been better. We might have been able to handle that better than what we handled. Jesus.
I would take a glance in there just so I could see a dragon in the city. Like, that sounds crazy.
Fuck, that sounds like if you've seen this movie, honestly, the dragons are like the rats of New York. They're just like scavenging for anything. They're like eating each other and fighting in this movie. Even they're broke. Like, it's terrible for these dragons.
Oh, damn. That's good. That's hilarious.
I would not want to be in a dragon apocalypse. This shit sounds you got to live underground and shit. You can't even go to the surface, really, in case you see a fucking dragon on the horizon.
Yeah, I feel like people were better equipped for dragons in the medieval ages than we are now. Like, we're too soft. Driving in our cars, relying on GPS.
We're too soft for dragons.
Soft for a dragon?
I think
everyone's too soft for a dragon.
If a dragon comes now in 2024, people are just going to pull out their phones and TikTok it. If a dragon came in the year of our Lord 1, that shit would be slain.
It
would be slain.
In year 1, in year 2 through 12, you know what I'm saying? That's a wrap. They got it.
Fuck that dragon up. But 2024, I mean, I'm immediately posting it on Twitter. There's no question.
Yo, did you see the dragon in New York City?
Yeah, I'm shit posting 100%.
I'm going live.
By the first hour, we already got 10,000 jokes about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Yeah, it would definitely be a good meme. Good for that short period of time where we're still alive,
the internet would be
great.
Really cool, yeah.
It'd be really fun to be around.
We don't take shit seriously. Yeah, no, I don't want to do this. I don't know. Dragons are scary. I'm not sure what one would look like in our version of the world, but No.
Right.
If I could be the main character of Skyrim, I would have then it's on. If I got magic abilities, or I could do.
But that's the
either
thing.
One.
Is like we have to think about who's the prominent people in our lives already, and we're not those people. So that means we're probably going to be the fucking villagers. And what do they do when the dragons come?
Villagers.
They just run around in circles and they die.
No way, Brian. You're a main character, bro. Don't let anybody tell you differently.
A tertiary character at best. I might get a couple funnies before I die. That's about all I got.
The comedic relief. Oh, that's funny. All right, so yeah, that's a hard pass on Reign of Fire Dragon Universe.
Hard pass.
Let's get to Aliens. We could probably get all these together. We got A Quiet Place, which is very.
Are they aliens? I've been trying to figure out. That is the number one. No. Yeah, that is the worst place to be. Nope.
I mean, it's similar to Last of Us. You can't make a sound. That's just not fun.
You can
and it's just way worse of a death.
You can't drop a pencil anywhere.
No, you can't.
Unless you're at a waterfall, literally nowhere is safe.
Yeah, this is a terrible universe. Unless you find the weakness, which is just make a lot of noise, make a lot of loud sounds, and then you're fine. Just have a giant party forever.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They'd get you eventually. They'd be running around the party just slashing.
They'd be running around the party.
Those things are fucking scary. Fuck that.
Yeah, no, not a fan of that. Not a fan.
You know what they remind me of? I don't remember what they look like, but right now I'm envisioning. What's that Pokemon that looks like a praying mantis?
Scyther.
Scyther, yeah.
Scyther?
Just a
they are pretty
Scyther,
yeah. Yeah.
Scyther.
That's a good point. This one we can just cross off real quick because it's sort of similar. And I don't know if I'm gonna say this one counts. 10 Cloverfield Lane. That's sort of weirdly apocalyptic.
I guess
we're not sure
so.
based off that movie.
I mean, if we know the Cloverfield universe, I believe that's probably post-apocalypse. It's current apocalypse.
Yeah, it's happening.
Right.
I'm gonna pass on that. That sounds awful.
That world sucks too. But I would say the only benefit is that, as long as you aren't in New York, you're fine for the time.
No, that's what's gonna get to you eventually.
Maybe eventually, but you can probably get off for some years.
You can enjoy the memes for a little bit.
Yeah.
Survive a little longer.
Depends. Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm in a different country. How are they going to get to Africa? Come on now.
No, fuck that.
That's a good point.
There's probably a couple of them.
I think Cloverfield Paradox actually shows exactly that happening. But
yeah, I don't know if we count that movie.
Yeah, that's just not canon. I don't believe that's a real movie.
It's not a real movie. Let's get to our first machine/AI. Let's start. Oh, these are two of the most famous. But we'll start with this one. The Terminator universe.
No.
Fuck no.
Fuck
no.
No. I've seen that movie Post-Apocalypse. That's a rough world to be in.
Yeah, that there is nothing good in the Apocalypse version. And even when they're traveling back in time, that shit is
it's sucks.
Rough, yeah. Dealing with real life shit in the 2000s and trying to find clothes.
Dodge a fucking robot.
You said and find clothes.
Yeah. Fighting a naked Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's true.
No,
that is the thing where this universe has the most advanced AI, yet when you travel in time, you still end up butt naked back in time. Because they haven't figured that one out quite yet.
The clothes burn right off. And Arnold had a six-pack. Gotta show that off.
Yeah, this modern day with a Terminator after you or post-apocalyptic, they've taken over the world and everything sucks. Both suck. Again, every post-apocalypse world is just a desert. It's just barren. There's no water in any of these.
No, there's not.
What happened to all the water?
Dried up.
Ugh. Not a fan. Let's get back to.
Oh well. Speaking of robot ones, a robot apocalypse that I wouldn't mind chilling in. The Matrix.
The Yep, there it is.
The Matrix, especially.
You wouldn't mind that?
Especially if I get to be Neo. Yo.
This is he still wants to be the main character though. Neo is one person. But you know how many people are in the world?
Even if I'm not the main character, listen, if you have to pick a couple apocalypses by the end of this episode, that's in my short list. Because you could.
That's true. You could be a regular person. Yeah, you could. You still get to be in that giant mud orgy in that movie.
Okay, but
I'm good on that.
Aside, those people do not shower. The Matrix and learn kung fu and fly helicopters and do all this cool shit. It's like lucid dreaming whenever you want.
So that's what I was gonna say. Is I'd want to be one of the people that like it got out so that I could understand how to like manipulate and stuff like that. Yeah, and then I'm staying right the fuck back in. Don't ever unjack me
You want to blue pill that shit?
Yes.
You want to blue pill it?
Don't ever fucking take me back out of that shit. Now that I know how I can just do whatever I want and I don't gotta deal with. I'm not dealing with that shit out there.
Brian is Cypher.
Yeah, that shit's scary. There's these monster ass fucking computers that want to eat my ass. Everybody's dressed to look like shit. Yeah, keep me in there. Don't unplug me. Tank.
That's hilarious.
Don't you fucking touch that shit. Don't touch it.
Wow, that's good.
Keep me in that shit forever.
Forever.
Like being in the Matrix and oblivious, it's just life.
That's just life, right?
And having superpowers, that'd be dope. But living in a fucking cave system, just waiting for a robot to tear your ass apart.
That looks like actual hell. Eating slop.
That part not so much.
Yeah, literally eating the oldest of oatmeal in the world.
I'll just eat all my food while I'm jacked in. Just hook me up to IV, and I'll just pretend that I'm
it's a lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, no. But could be fun. Yeah. This one's virus based, and this one's hard because obviously humans are. We're gonna pretend we're immune, but the Planet of the Apes universe. I don't know, man. If I'm immune to turning or dying, I don't know if I want to run in with a bunch of
that's what I was gonna ask.
Chimps.
How does that work? That's based in the future, right? That's not a different planet. Even he thinks he's on a different planet, but it turns out to just be the distant future, and apes have taken over.
If we're going that, like the original, he was an astronaut that landed on Earth, didn't know it was Earth, and he's in the future.
He's an astronaut. Yeah, I don't know if I saw the original one, but I did see the one with James Franco, the prequel. So I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because the apes start taking over.
If we go with that, if
James
we go
Franco's
with that,
he's in one of them.
In that first one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is a long time ago.
Okay. He's like a scientist taking care of the ape
2011
that becomes sentient. Is that the right word?
I guess he gets
So
smart.
do humans exist in that world? I don't know much about Planet of the Apes at all.
Yeah. So at least in the most recent ones, there was it's just normal world, and then scientists are testing basically a thing that to make apes to cure Alzheimer's, is at least in that James Franco one. He's trying to cure Alzheimer's, and in fact, it makes apes very smart to the point where they just kind of take over the world. But also that virus kills humans, like it kills you slowly.
Oh wow!
Which is how the human population goes down, and what's left are the apes in this version of the story. Yeah, which is why I'm saying like. We would have to be immune to that virus and just trying to survive in a world where apes are the dominant
species.
Are
any of the apes nice? Will they take me like Tarzan, or are they gonna rip me limb from limb and beat my ass?
I mean, I think the percentage of them being nice is like 1%. There's like maybe 3 apes that are nice. I think all the other ones really don't like us as humans.
I don't know. That changes my mind.
It sounds pretty scary.
I think I'm screwed. I'd have to hunker down and hope that they don't find me.
I'm about to say, have you seen an angry ape? They are way stronger than I am. The fuck?
Oh, no,
and in this world, they're riding horses too.
They're
riding horses and have guns.
Oh yeah, they got guns too.
Oh, so it's Power World. Got you.
Yeah, there's not that much redeemable. That doesn't even sound fun to like. The most fun thing you could do is have a conversation with an ape, but I don't know if that's worth it.
I was about to say, real. I would hope they just like my vibes, and then like be like, yo, this one's pretty cool. We're not gonna kill him. We like comedic personality hire, comedic relief. We need him in there.
You could be our jester boy.
Yeah. I can handle that.
This is the diversity hire. We have a human on the crew.
We got all these monkeys. And Brian, he's here too. He rocks with us. We rock with him. Okay, yeah. I'm here for it. That's the only way that I think I'd be okay with this.
How long do you get into the apocalypse before you get a chimp partner?
3 days, baby. It gets lonely out there.
So you're like, I gotta do this to survive. Please don't kill me or eat me, please.
I think she's really nice, and she makes good food. I don't know. She opens the bananas for you. I think that's a good woman right there. That is a good, honest woman.
Oh gosh.
And they're smart, so we have a nice conversation. It's great.
Yeah.
That's one where you could play video games in that universe. So that's a plus. Yeah. You can probably play video games with them.
Apes have thumbs. They're probably playing video games too. Yeah.
She shows me how to use some guns, and I show her how to play Fortnite. It's a win-win.
Yeah. Opposite of Mad Max, environmental, water world. Polar ice caps have melted. The planet's covered in water. Man.
The day after tomorrow. Isn't that what happens in the?
Yeah.
I don't think that's for me. I really don't do so well in the cold, so I'm gonna pass on.
I was gonna say, but Alex, you were a lifeguard.
I like swimming, but I don't want to swim in ice water the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's true. We got to get to the equator. You got to get around there in the water.
Where you can see your feet in the water. That's pretty cool.
The whole world is frozen. I don't think I.
Well, in that one, yeah, in Waterworld, it's just covered in water. There's just barely any land.
The ice caps froze. They did not freeze. They
melted.
Yeah.
They melted.
Okay, interesting. Damn, what would that look like?
Just nothing but water. But I would say you don't get to have Kevin Costner merman powers, because in that movie he kind of adapted to the world.
Costner.
He has like special
what movie is this?
Mermaid powers.
Waterworld.
Waterworld.
Oh, I thought you were making shit up. I never heard of this.
Oh my god!
Damn, how does that movie happen? There's not even like an island that they hang out in.
I'm pretty sure there's like no, I don't remember, but they're definitely like they've created like pieces of land out of like shit and floating in the ocean.
That would be so hard to be the person in charge of making land from water.
Making land
from nothing. Like you got to find shit in the ocean, like a bunch of recycled tires and crap,
and hammering shit together.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
I don't know about that one. I would love that about 50 years into it.
When everything's already established.
I'll be born about 50 years after that. Then it's just like a beach day every day. That's not bad.
I got another. This is similar to Hunger Games, so we don't want to talk the Snowpiercer universe. Yeah. This one is where everything is fucking frozen and you live on a train.
You get the food
depends
cubes.
What part of the train I live in.
The dietary cubes. Them shit looks nasty as fuck.
Do I live in the shit part of the train where we're all broke and poor and eating melted cockroaches into shit cubes? Or are we living,
we're all people of color. We're going to be in the shit cube car for sure.
The crazy thing about that movie, it's been a while since I saw it, but I feel like one of the concepts is it's like the caveman complex where each car doesn't really know what it's like outside of that car. They just think, especially if you're born into it, that's your whole world. We eat cockroaches and we'd have no sunlight. Versus somebody 100 yards away is like, we play Fortnite and we get foot massages, and that's just what life is like for everybody. So that's kind of hard to like. I don't know. Like it's blissful for everybody, even if it's terrible.
I don't know. If you have motion sickness, you are fucked.
Yes.
Okay, that's true.
That's got to be pure exposure therapy. You're just gonna have to get over it, or you are not fit to survive. I guess.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's blissful for everybody.
Into the cold,
because Chris Evans definitely notices that there's a problem there.
Yeah.
How does he? I need to watch that movie again. That was a good one.
It's a surprisingly good movie. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I watched it on a whim.
It's
randomly.
so good.
It's crazy that's Chris Evans in that movie. I feel like that turned so many people off, including myself. But when I finally watched it, I was like, "Damn, fire!"
Yeah, that was old school Chris Evans right there. He had really dark hair and a beard, and
that was pre Captain America Chris Evans. I think. Maybe
it was. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think I would take that universe, even though it's usually.
You would?
I mean, listen, we have to take a couple of them. We can't.
I'm about to say.
Okay, that's fair. That's true. That's true.
If it's between that or fighting aliens, yeah, I'm gonna take the nutrition cubes. Unfortunately, I think that's a much safer life.
You stay in your lane. You don't put your nose into other people's business. Ignorance is bliss.
Fuck that. I'm starting a rebellion. We're taking the train over.
You can live a happy life being eating.
I don't know about happy.
I'm about to say
constantly hungry and thirsty and fucking.
But you need
some sunlight.
You think that's just the way life is, bro.
Yeah, I guess so.
It beats sneezing and getting amputated by a scyther.
That's fair.
That's true. Okay, fair enough. The Godzilla universe.
Fuck no.
This is a universe where it's kind of like the Marvel. Honestly, the Marvel universe could be a post-apocalyptic one where it's just any day, some random shit could fuck your week up when a fucking kaiju just shows up in the city. It's like, God, well, it's just another Tuesday. Better fucking call up our insurance company again and see what we got going on.
Guess I shouldn't take the subway to work.
Yeah, no, fuck that universe where at least based off the news movie, it don't seem like they're not nearly as prepared for the worst. Somehow people are still dying in these buildings because they need some kind of alarm system or something. Like, hey, guess what? There's a kaiju coming. You make your way out.
You got to start building underground or something. You can't keep building skyscrapers when you know that shit exists. No. That is stupid as hell.
You just got to stop building cities. Because you don't ever see Godzilla fucking up like Oklahoma or some shit.
That's fair. That's fair.
The day that Godzilla saves New York City or whatever, or leaves New York City, whatever the ending of those movies are, everybody needs to just leave that city. Like, it's time to move. Like, we don't need to wait around for the sequel. It's time to go to the country and live a quiet life.
Well, you know what it is? I bet you a bunch of people were like, well, what are the odds he comes here again?
Yeah, right? Yeah, that would be me.
There's so many other cities. Maybe he'll go to those ones.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. No, I can't do that. Well, if I lived in the Midwest, I could do that. I could survive that universe.
Yeah, you just turn on the news and be like, damn, those motherfuckers in the city. Fuck that.
That really
They're
sucks.
at it again.
That sucks. Yeah, I guess like for Batman, with like Gotham City, it's like if you're not in Gotham City, you're probably chilling, to be honest. Like,
right? Yeah, it's very true. Very true. I Am Legend. You got a vampire universe. You can't go outside at night. You gotta lock up the world.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I could survive this universe.
Bro, so lonely though.
I'm about to say, can you survive the universe? Literally, nobody else did.
If I'm alone, that maybe less so. But if I like got some people and we just gotta hunker down at night, just be quiet.
You're all by yourself. And I Am Legend.
If I'm by myself, do I have a dog?
Maybe in the third act.
Oh, what?
But he
Will Smith had a dog?
But he dies.
He dies. Spoilers. Heartbreak.
I was gonna say, if I get the dog, do I have to kill the dog?
you have to end its suffering. Yeah.
Oh God! All right. I could do it. I think I could do it.
Heartless. Fuck that.
I don't want to be through that. Even though I like being alone and I'm pretty into that. COVID really showed me that there's a certain new type of loneliness that can't be replicated.
There's a threshold to the loneliness, especially when there's no internet. Yeah. Then you're just really alone.
Right.
That's.
I'll be talking to mannequins so quickly.
Okay, I guess I would say, like, how long do you think you could last alone in that universe?
About a week. I got seven good days.
After a year, I think I'd really start losing my shit.
Damn, it takes you a whole year.
A year would be tough. A year would be tough. Alone.
Thinking real. I could probably go a couple weeks, maybe a month or so. But a year, I'm gonna turn into Tom Hanks and what's that movie? Castaway.
Because at least he had power in that universe, so there was electricity.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because he was
can't play Fortnite though.
Listening to music.
Who you gonna play with?
And,
no one to play online.
That's a good point. Put some bots on.
I forgot there's electricity. With electricity, maybe a month.
How's there he's got a generator, or there just is electricity for it?
I think there's still electricity, and
that's crazy.
Yeah, he definitely has generators going on. Yeah, it also helps that he's in New York City.
True,
fair. Yeah, 1 month before I'm going to the top of whatever building that I'm in, and definitely looking down.
I probably would have time to finish Baldur's Gate, though. I've had a lot of free time.
This is true. This is true.
You can't have no late nights, though. You better turn that shit off.
All I got is late nights.
The minute you think the sun's coming down. Fuck. Oh, no. Then vampires be knocking at your door.
So basically, let's just play video games all day, every day. Universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we head out, I mean, we got to talk about Fallout. The Fallout universe.
Absolutely
I don't know
not.
about this one's.
Absolutely not. They don't have clean water, dude. You're gonna get irradiated eventually.
They got a little bit of everything. Aren't there vampires and werewolves in that one?
They
too?
sure are. Yeah.
There's that. There's fucking mutated everything: bears, cows, fish.
Might as well be a dragon in there too.
Man,
you got evil
basically.
Robots. You got evil overlords trying to keep you inside of vaults.
Yeah,
that's
a tough.
Yeah, I guess my biggest thing is ghouls are scary. Even in the game, they were scary. I hated going through the subway in Fallout 3.
About
that used to fuck with me. And then people, man. Yeah. People are fucking scary.
Yeah, that's true. Just like Last of Us. You can't trust people. No one wants to do any favors. Everyone's trying to stab somebody in the back.
If everybody came to the conclusion that they were all going to be real chill, maybe. So we only had to worry about, like the wildlife and shit being scary. But I know the world. Unfortunately, I'm not that naive.
Want to fucking kill each other and eat each other and shit. Yeah. All right, how long do you think you could last if you had like rat away and you could drink the water and then have some rat away and you don't got to really worry about radiation? How long do you think you could last before a fucking cannibal eats you or some shit?
Man, I'm still in the vault. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brian's not leaving the vault.
I ain't leaving the vault, brother. They said open that door. No sir.
I'm gonna turn right back.
I'm gonna be just like those people in there. You get out there. You never come back.
I don't think I have enough skills for real to make it in a Last of Us Fallout type universe for like on some real shit. Like that's
yeah.
I wasn't a Boy Scout, unfortunately. Yeah. So
no, same. That's a tough universe to be in. Not gonna lie, that's a
tough one.
It's one of those situations. I think I have to find some kind of village or something really quick and like already immerse myself.
If I'm alone, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to find some scraps on the ground, fucking gotta go to the super duper mart and there's ghouls in there or some shit.
If there's already a commune and they're just like, hey, Brian, you want to be part of this commune? We're gonna make it. I believe in myself.
Yes, I do. I sure do.
Tell you what else
and then you find out moments later they're like a weird cult.
Yeah, they're just...
Another thing I would hate in Fallout universe is all the bottle caps you'd have to keep in your pocket. And those things are going to be sharp and pokey and really uncomfortable.
Listen, in Fallout 3, I was fucking rich.
That's the fucking currency.
I was rich. So I had
bottle caps.
I had thousands of bottle caps.
You know
how do you carry around thousands?
That bag's going to be?
That's the thing in any of these verses that makes no sense. Like, in other universes, it's like, yeah, you have to give us like metal pieces because we use them to build. What the fuck does anyone do in that universe with a bottle cap? Why is that the currency?
What do we do with pieces of paper?
Oh yeah, that's fair. What does money actually have? There's no actual real use for it.
It's a system.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's even worse in an apocalypse. Why is there a money system in the apocalypse? What are we doing here?
You gotta do something.
We like to follow trends.
Why do we have capitalism in the apocalypse? It's the apocalypse. I just saw a dude with 3 arms. What are we doing?
If we have nothing else, we're gonna have capitalism, everyone. Bottle caps only, no barters.
Right? What is that, a $5 bill? Fuck that. I want 20 bottle caps right now.
Got no use for this peasant money here.
Yeah, my goodness. And the last one for me, this goes under random phenomena, would be something like Children of Men, This Is the End, or The Leftovers, where it's just like a weird phenomenon happens where, at least for like The Leftovers, I think like 3% of the population just vanished one day. Right. Out of nowhere. Or Children of Men, it's all the women for some reason are infertile and no one can have babies anymore. And then that's seemingly the slow ending of humanity. Or This Is the End, which is that James Franco, Seth Rogen, End of the World movie, where it's just the end of the world. That last one, I'm fucked. That's just the end of the world. We're fucked. But the other one, the other ones are way more psychological in terms of like the leftovers. If 3% of the population just vanished without any kind of explanation, I have no idea what I would do.
I love a good mystery, but if I'm living a mystery, I think I'd go crazy.
I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm part of the 3% that disappeared. I'm gone.
Brian's like, I'm volunteering. Take it away.
I just have it's the same
wherever we're going.
It gives me the same feeling with like the Avengers blip, where it's like, what would you do if 50% of the people went away? It's like I feel like I would probably be one of the people that just disappears. I just got that feeling.
Holy shit! I just realized Endgame is a post-apocalyptic world.
It literally is. It literally is. And I think for some reason I just get that feeling that I would be one of the people that'd be gone. I don't know.
If it's 50%, I mean, probably.
I'm about to say, a 4-person podcast. 2 of us are gone.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's a weird. That honestly, much like that show, and also the Avengers. Like, I don't know if you just can you continue your daily life? I don't know if you can. I'll be like, man, I'm not going to work on Monday, guys.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
We went through an apocalypse kind of with COVID, and we still went to work like it was nothing.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised if your job would call you and be like, "Hey, so you coming in? The staff's is a little short now because we actually lost Jen, but we're gonna need you to come in today."
This is a real life story. In high school, a tornado hit my neighborhood in Suffolk, Virginia, and my teacher, everybody was fine. I don't think there was a couple injuries, but no one died. It like blew out a bunch of windows at the hospital down the road. It was pretty crazy. But real life, the next day in school, my teacher was mad at me because I didn't do my homework. And I'm like, there was an actual tornado in our neighborhood. You think I did my homework?
Like she said,
this was a natural disaster that just happened.
I do remember something similar like that happened to me when we had, what was that hurricane? That was Hurricane Sandy. Whatever hurricane that happened, I lost power for like a little bit longer than everyone else did. I remember having to do my fucking math homework in red pen by candlelight because I just didn't have power anymore.
Damn.
Because I knew that I was going to get in trouble if I didn't do it.
Oh shit. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I hit a point where I was like, I guess I mean I did my homework a lot, but that was one of the few times where I was like, I'm not going to do it.
I think I have a valid excuse.
There's no way that this is going to be expected of me.
It was kind of a traumatic experience, no big deal.
Where is your homework? That's fucking funny. That's hilarious.
I'll never forget.
Shout out to that teacher. She said, "No, you were doing your essay."
Anyway,
that's hilarious. All right. I don't know if did you guys have anything else listed on you that I missed?
I have 3 ones that would be a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, yeah.
I'm surprised. 2 of them I'm surprised didn't pop up. One of them I don't think you guys is even on the radar, which is a tragedy.
Okay.
So Blade Runner is one of them. Blade Runner. I didn't know about this, but I was doing some research.
Is that book? Yeah, that's why I didn't put it.
And the books, apparently, according to Google searches, the book "I Dream of Electric Sheep" or some shit. It's a part of the lore that the world went to nuclear war, and this is several years later. Even though it sure looks very fancy and technologically advanced, and of course there's like robots and androids, and there's people like people have jobs that are Blade Runners to track down all these vigilante robots and bring them to justice for some reason.
Right.
For some reason.
In a world where everybody looks really cool and all the buildings are really fucking cool, that would be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool.
It would be pretty cool.
It would be cool to everything's cool. It looks like Tokyo, and that Tokyo looks like a cool place to be.
Yeah. That's not a bad one to be in. I mean,
just kind of vibe and just hang out and ride motorcycles or something. I don't know if I want to be a Blade Runner.
I want to end up
in that universe, just like
for that
chilling.
Universe. I want to show up with like infinite money.
Oh, for sure.
That would be a great universe.
That's a lot more fun. I want to say, it turns out most places are better when I have infinite money. Yes,
but I'm just saying,
right? Yeah,
For these 3 universes, I could be a regular person, just like now, and it would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Next one on the list.
Yeah, because I like it. What you got?
Ready Player One.
Is that post-apocalypse?
I think it's just as post-apocalyptic as Hunger Games.
I I see.
I don't really know.
Is that why everyone lives in a video game? Because the real world sucks?
I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure there is like a 1% of the world that doesn't live in the slums, right? They never really focus on those people. It's just focused on a small group of gamers or whatever. But like, I mean, shit sucks in the real life, but that video game looks really fun. Not gonna lie.
That would be fun. That's true. That's the best VR in the fucking world right there.
Yeah.
Not that far off from reality. A couple more years. Sadly.
Yeah, just a couple.
And the last one, arguably the best.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Neutron. There was one episode.
There
was one episode of Jimmy Neutron. I think it was called When the Pants Attack or Attack of the Pants or some shit. And these pants become sentient and take over the neighborhood for a short time. And they equipped a bunch of like miscellaneous weapons and just kick ass.
Like fabric softener
and
shit.
These pants are those pants were a fucking terror.
They were, but man, it looks fun kicking ass and beating up a bunch of pants. I was like, I could do that. Yeah. The stakes
that seems low stakes
enough. Very high. What's the worst thing a pants can?
Yeah,
it might zip up your finger.
Ow,
that would hurt. But
suck, yeah,
because it might strangle you with each leg.
It's not as bad as a zombie though. Like I can handle that.
Yeah,
I think I can handle some pants.
That's true.
Practice some kung fu.
Yeah,
not bad.
That's a good one. I forgot about that.
I never would have thought of that.
But honestly,
I
honestly, the thought
I was like, man, this looks fun.
I will not lie. The thought of me opening my front door and just seeing a shit ton of pants like waiting for me is a little terrifying.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Just a bunch of pants. Woo. That's a good one. All right. Brian, you got anything else?
I'm not gonna live through many of these. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
Okay, Brian.
I mean, I feel like
you gotta pick one that you gotta
if I gotta pick one, I would probably. I think the Snowpiercer world might be one of the easier ones as far as me not getting jumped by some crazy monsters. I'll probably still die because I will just hate it so bad. But I might last a little bit longer. Other than that, maybe like I was gonna say Walking Dead, but those people are pretty crazy. I don't like the people. I'm fine with zombies.
The people
I'm not scared of zombies
in all these situations.
Yeah. I think I can lock doors pretty well and be up high and be fine, but I don't like people. Carol exists? No. Carol's a monster. She's worse than any other zombie in that flip.
I don't remember much about that show, but I do remember hating Carol.
Carol's a psychopath.
That's funny. I'm gonna go with only because I like it. I feel like they're sort of similar, except for the terrifying plant zombie thing in the world. I think I might go Last of Us.
Really?
Only because I think the Snowpiercer thing. I think I would just get so like sick of the tiny spaces after a while. I'd be like, man, I need a room. I need a 6 by 6 foot room at least.
But you don't know.
Who says you're guaranteed that in Last of Us either?
But I'm not born in that world, Alex. I'm me right now. I know what a room looks like.
and you,
Last of Us, I could go outside.
You would rather be in The Last of Us than Jimmy Neutron?
I mean, yeah, okay. Jimmy Neutron's on the table. I forgot. I could go Jimmy Neutron.
That's so easy. That's why I couldn't pick Jimmy Neutron. That's his life.
Yeah, for sure.
That or, like Shaun of the Dead could be fun.
Shaun of the Dead would be a
clock
blast.
Some zombies every now and then.
The Last of Us is like the bottom of the list for me. That is,
that's pretty.
Real.
It's pretty far down.
That's true.
I don't think you have a very high chance of living long.
What's worse, The Last of Us or Terminator?
Terminator.
They're tied for the bottom.
You think so?
On my actual list that I'm looking at, yes.
Terminator, they're actively trying to kill me. Last of Us, if they come across me, they kill me.
Right.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Those scenes of the future were nothing but blackness.
The future's bad. That's true. The future sucks. Yeah. You know, I could play Fortnite in I Am Legend for a little bit.
Yeah.
I Am Legend might be the pinnacle.
It might be the pinnacle one. You know, you just got to go to bed at night, maybe a little earlier than you normally would.
Just set up your mannequins,
lock your doors more, and during the day, you know, just gotta chill. You're just alone for the rest of your life. Ugh. Loneliness. That is the apocalypse.
Too true.
All right, listeners. That was fun. Check out the Fallout show. I hear it's very good. But with that, guys, should we now move into our final segment of the week? And with that, say ta-ta for now to Alex.
Yeah, I'm gonna go iron some pants.
Stand him up in the yard.
That's a good prank. That's a really good prank. Just wake up and see pants standing up. Oh, that's funny. All right, let's do that right now. Let's go. All right, Alex. Thanks for hanging. We will see you here next week. But with that, Brian, it is time for our final segment of the week, which we like to call Free for All, title pending. Listeners, this is a segment we can kind of do whatever we want. Talk about our day, talk about life, fight, rant, sleep, nap. It is free for all. Brian, would you like to go first?
I will go ahead and go first, even though we probably have a little bit of a same topic. Maybe not. I feel like you're going to talk about it at least a little bit.
We might, because I think I know what you're going to do.
Yeah, I want to talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Woo!
I finally beat Remake itself. I have not beaten Intergrade yet. I'm still going through that, but I did finally take the time to fucking... I texted Oscar as I was finishing it up about some of the story beats around it. So first and foremost, this is... spoilers for Final Fantasy VII Remake, as well as some potential little bit of part of Final Fantasy VII, the original. Game's been out forever. It's like $15 right now, or free if you buy the fucking sequel. Play that shit. What the fuck was the end of this game, dude? I'm trying hard.
Kingdom Hearts 7, baby,
and that's why I'm trying hard to remember kind of like what happens in that, like those last hours when you get out of Midgar and into the open world space. As we know that the first game of Final Fantasy VII Remake is basically only the first few hours of the actual Final Fantasy VII original game, and they made that to a whole 40-hour experience, which is crazy. But then they changed some of the weirdest shit on it, and that's making me nervous about what happens in the storyline of the second game. Because I hate how convoluted this got at the end. And it was so stupid because it got so convoluted so quickly. Because the lead up to the story before...
It's all in the last, 2 hours.
The whole thing about, I don't even know what they're called. They look like Death Eaters, so I just keep calling them Death Eaters.
The Whispers?
Yeah, the Whispers. They do show up throughout the game, but for the most part, especially they're very much second half loaded. I feel like the first half, you may see them 3 times. There's one pinnacle battle you have with them, then you see them a couple times after that. But then the second half of the game is they come in the most dumb places, and they're much more affecting of what's happening in kind of an annoying way. That was kind of pissing me off. And from what I've heard, that
they physically stop you and shit.
Yeah. So from what I've heard, that's kind of a criticism about this game. It's sometimes they just stop people from dying or stop people from chasing after someone. And it was that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel right.
The Arbiters of Fate.
Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, they start explaining it. And then at the very last chapter, they start explaining it really, really hard in a situation when Barrett technically dies by a character that shouldn't even be there yet. You do not even see Sephiroth. He thinks about Sephiroth maybe twice in the first section of Midgar, as a whole. Cloud does. Why do I keep seeing this man's pretty ass face every fucking where I go? And then in the end, everyone else sees him too, and actually battle him, but it's him, but maybe not him, but we're not sure. And this is all after we already had a fucking super whisper monster that we had to fight, that I had to walk through some special gate to even get to, that we just accepted that we had to get through this portal.
Yeah.
The storyline makes no sense. I don't get it. It's really weird to me.
Look, it's insane, but I remember playing through it thinking this is the coolest shit in the fucking world, though. The scope of it, the music, that final fight with Sephiroth is so epically amazing.
So
I'm cool. Oh my god.
I wish they had thrown away all the part before that, because knowing
you're fighting the big,
knowing the end of the story, that's where I thought it ended. Was you were going to go through the portal, you're going to see Sephiroth, you're going to be like, what the fuck? And then that was going to be the ending, was a big battle with that, which of course I was hoping was going to be a dual section, which I was pretty disappointed with it end up not being. But first I had to fight this big ass fucking whisper monster, which was just basically fighting the same 3 dudes over and over again until they all died, which that wasn't fun. I didn't have any fun with that at all. And then I got to the part with Sephiroth, and this game is so gay. This game is so gay, and I love it because the way Sephiroth talks to Cloud and the way he caresses him and things in this moment is so interesting, and it's so Japanese coded in such a way that it just can't be mimicked in American culture. That's kind of why I love it so much, because that's why these games are just so interesting to me. But yeah, that final battle with him, and then it goes into that like 1v1 that they have that of course you don't get to play in that part, but you get to kind of see it, and then he speaks to you a little bit about it, and it was just kind of like, man, this is fucking cool. Like this is why I like. Oh my god!
Like I remember being so mad at Cloud because I'm like, he moves so quick. I was like, bitch, you can't do that when I'm controlling you. I was like, how you doing all this shit? Like, you motherfucker.
I learned all the skills on all those goddamn weapons, and none of those weapons did that shit. Where'd you learn that one?
Yeah, he was like Obi-Wan in fucking Phantom Menace. He used that super speed move for no reason.
Yeah, it went full fucking anime at that point, but it was in such a good way. I actually recorded it I still have it on my computer. I recorded that scene because I was like, this is just really cool. I'd like to watch.
Oh my god! Again, it's such a beautiful fucking game. There are times where I'll just pause it and go to photo mode and just look at a screenshot because I'm like, god damn.
They do a great job with scenery, and especially with the way that they kind of like use the game, because the game runs really well on my PC. Not that I have a bad PC for it, especially when this game came out, but sometimes like the way this game looks is it looks better than it should. It gives me Battlefront 2 kind of vibes. So like this game looks way better than it probably should for the game that it is at the time that it came out. So I'm really impressed about that, definitely at all times. But then, and this kind of goes into like what you're probably going to be talking about as far as like Final Fantasy Rebirth, of like it kind of shows where this game, or at least where the original game, gets stuck. In that once they finish all of this, they go through this grand epic whatever the fuck and all this stuff happens. They're just standing there, and then they're just kind of like, so now what?
Right. Well, let's go out. Let's take a walk.
And that's kind of what Final Fantasy Rebirth is. That whole middle section of Final Fantasy VII feels so goofy because it's the now what? Because there's a lot of time in that game when you're not doing shit. you're just walking around and discovering things and being like, well, that's cool. That's interesting.
This cool place.
Yeah, that's a cool place.
Cool place.
Should I go home? I don't know where I should go. Whatever.
Right.
Let's just visit everybody's home, I guess. And that's just kind of what the game is, which makes me interested in how Rebirth feels.
I will say, this isn't really a spoiler for Rebirth. Because just based off what you said, it seems like in Final Fantasy VII, they don't really have a reason. There is a reason for them to visit each of these places and each of these regions in Rebirth. There is a through line throughout it, which is added, I would imagine. That's not in the original, to explain why you go around the world and then just to have fun. But yeah, man, like that ending is it's ridiculous and insane. I do have to ask if you remember, because like I don't know if you guys remember when we were talking about the spoilers, how depending on the actions that you do, and because you hadn't gotten there, I don't know if it was if I explained it well to you. Depending on, there's a point system going on in that final battle versus the big whisper things, and depending on who kills one, who uses a limit against one, who takes the most damage or whatever, will determine who is in your actual party against your fight with Sephiroth at the end. So who did you have in your party when you fought him?
I had Tifa.
Tifa.
I don't know who was second. It might have been Tifa and Aerith, actually. Yeah, Tifa and Aerith.
So I do love that, because obviously there are choices throughout this game, and there's still there's a quote unquote date there's a date moment in this game that alters who you will see at times, and then I like how that continued throughout the final battle. So and it can even change in terms of, if you can have Tifa and Aerith at the end, but it can also determine who will show up first. Will it be Tifa first or Aerith first, and then the vice versa? So there's like 9 options in that final battle based on what you do. And I'm like, God,
that's really interesting. Yeah,
I love shit like that.
It's the way I've always played the Tifa. What I would usually do is when I had a battle with a lot of mobs, is I would just switch to Tifa. That's kind of my go-to.
She's real good.
Yeah, I think Tifa's really good. And then Aerith would just, when she was available to play, she would usually be healer. So she wasn't killing anybody. I wasn't using her to kill anybody. So it just kind of made sense. And then Barrett, I only use Barrett when I feel like he's part of my party that I have to use him, and then he's just a tank. So I don't feel like he's usually dealing a lot of damage.
There's specific times when there's like, I really need a ranged person for this, and that's when I pull out Barrett.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he'd either be my ranged person or he'd just be my tank that I would just switch to, so that the mobs will look at him, and then I'd go back to Cloud or Tifa.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. Nice, man. You said you've already started Intergrade? or the intermission, the Yuffie stuff?
Yeah, so I only got maybe like 30 minutes into it before I had to go to bed, and I was like, I shouldn't get too deep into this.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see more into what that is, because that actually seems like that's going to be an interesting story that they tell as well, which once again is not told at honestly any point actually, but this character isn't introduced until way later in Final Fantasy VII, the original game.
Yeah, no, it's a fun. It's I think it's only 2-3 hours.
Okay,
depending on how fast you get through it. So it's not long, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I loved Yuffie by the end of this.
Yeah,
of that little DLC thing.
That's what I kind of love about this game as a whole. They've done so much in characterization that's made me really just like get what I like. This is what I wanted from the original games. Like I wanted to get to know these characters in that way. So I'm like, yeah. Hell yeah!
I love all these characters, man. Like it's just they've done like you're saying, the world building and the world expanding that they've done. Like God, I can't get enough of it.
If they make me love Kate Sith, they've really done something, because I didn't give a fuck about. I hated that man from the moment he stepped into my party. I was like, he's never getting used. Skip.
That's funny. Very nice, man. Well, you gotta have to let us know when you beat that Yuffie DLC. Yeah, maybe we'll do a short little free-for-all spoiler talk about that as well. But listeners, we're gonna continue. Check time codes to keep the Final Fantasy VII spoilers going, because I finally beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Brian.
And how many hours did you put into it?
170 hours later, Brian.
And that's what's so confusing, considering I put not even 40 hours into this first game, and you put 170 into the second.
I finally did it. I finally beat the story. Obviously, there's more stuff to do, but I finally beat the story. Oh, man. It's what a ride. I'll try to make this quick because we've been running a little long. But I thoroughly enjoyed this game. However, before I won't spoil I won't spoil like the ending or anything like that. I'll do minor stuff. But before I get to that, I love this game, but as far as overall goes, there are too many mini games. And I know that's weird, and I know that's my fault because I play them.
You played them all.
But at the same time, they're in the game. Yeah. So I feel like I need to judge them. They're in the game. Yeah. If there was a DLC and they're not, then I get that. That's separate. But the fact that they are built into this game, I feel like it's fair to criticize it in that way. Yeah. And it gets to a point where I think it's a pacing thing, and it's also a me thing, because like I don't know what the correct way to play this game is. I don't know if it's do a little here, do a little there, do it all like I did as soon as it's available and max it out as soon as you can, then continue, or what. But either way, there was one time, and it was towards the end of the game, where they just unloaded. I think I talked about it last week or so. Unloaded here, do the rest of the mini games, and once you beat them, there's going to be an extra hard version of them that you have to do now as well, which I did. But I was I will say like the last probably there's a good chunk of time, like 20, 30 hours in there, where it's just mini games. It's just Oscar playing mini games before he continues to like the final chapters of the fucking game. And I got to a point where I was sick of it.
Yeah, I heard a couple of them were like just not even fun. Like they weren't even fun to do. I can't remember what
some of them
was.
are, but I will say though, it's so impressive. Each of these games has different mechanics. There's like 15 mini games that are all played differently. I'm like, how did you do this? This is insanity. And for the most part, like I will say, like for the most part, at least for me, they're all pretty fun. There might be like one or two where I was like, I'm getting kind of sick of this one. But like the Chocobo racing, it's pretty simple. It's fun. There are times where I was frustrated because I was like, that's stupid. This is harder. But it's fun to do. Queen's Blood, the card game, is a phenomenal fun. It's super fun. I love it.
Yeah.
It's super fun. I loved it. I love they also added a actual like quest line attached to it. It's not just for fun. There's actual story behind it, which is cool. But yeah, so like it's just what an impressive feat in terms of that. This is one little spoilery moment. Well, I guess I'm not really spoiling it because I'm not going to say who. I complained last week that I didn't go on the date that I wanted to go on with the right person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm mad to tell you, Brian, today, I found out that the reason that did not happen was because there was a fucking bug in the game that didn't record my response that got her relationship status up.
That is so stupid. That doesn't feel good at all.
And I was like, I was pissed because I was like, I knew I should have. I was like, I'm so mad.
I hate
it's fine because I immediately went back and like did it, and that's when it popped that the relationship like status level went up. I was like, motherfucker, that is so dumb. And apparently they did release a patch where I think they fixed most of those, because it wasn't just with that character. I went back once you beat the game, you can kind of see the status of where you are with all your companions, and there was a bunch of them where not all of their like conversation meters, like I answered the best answer to get their status up for all of them was 100%. I was like, what the fuck? So there's still a lot of little bugs in this game that I think they're fixing slowly. But when I saw that, I was like, I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
You ruined my life, Square Enix.
You ruined it. No, it's fine. But yeah, so that was fun.
Nice.
And then the last thing is the ending. Non-spoil. I'm not going to spoil it. Brian, you're going to hate it. If you hated the first one, I'm only saying this because you hated the first one. Mm-hmm. And if you hated the Kingdom Heartsiness, it's way worse than the second one.
No.
It's a million times worse.
Oh, no. How did they get this? Who allowed them to cook?
But I will say, there are moments in the 3-hour finale that I was shouting, I was screaming, I was of joy, like, holy shit, like, of epic. I'm like, this is fucking amazing. I was like, parts where I was like, I knew that was going to fucking happen, and I'm glad it fucking happened. This is what I wanted. This is super dope. Shit like that.
I'll be interested in how much is from the original game and how much is kind of added, because the game gets weird. I mean, just as a whole, this game gets weird. It's kind of Neon Genesis Evangelion kind of situation where like it starts out kind of grounded and then it gets real fucking weird real fast.
Like,
as soon as Sephiroth gets
or whatever.
As soon as Sephiroth gets introduced, it gets fucking batshit. So I'll be curious to know about that. I'm sure it'll probably get spoiled for me eventually, but we'll see.
Right. But yeah, so it gets weird. I'm really interested to see how they finish this, how they tie this all together, how they fucking do it.
I think it's going to go back to being a much smaller game. I don't think you can make another 2.5-hour game for what's left.
That's what I'm curious about too, man, because I feel like most trilogies or most games, I would say the middle chunk is the heftiest chunk, you know? And so like, I don't think they can make us re-explore these regions that we just did. That's not very fun.
Right.
So it's like,
it'll be interesting to see it kind of like arc out and then kind of come back in.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I can't wait till we actually get to talk about this in a year or two, whenever we get to it.
I sure hope that game comes out sooner than later.
The last one comes out.
I hope it comes out earlier than later. Like, I'll actually buy this game day one on PC if it comes out. Like, I'm actually that interested.
Yeah. I would actually also be interested if they do, much like Remake, they do a little DLC. Yeah. Because that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of interesting.
Maybe a Vincent one.
That was my first guess. Maybe a Vincent one. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I won't get any more spoilers. So that's my little brief. I finally beat it. I'm happy. Now I'm just kind of trophy hunting. I'm going on all the dates that I can now. I'm gonna see all the dates now, and then maybe attempt at hard mode. We'll see what happens.
Nice.
But I don't want to play this game for another 170 hours.
Nope.
I don't want to do that.
That's crazy.
I don't want to do that. So we'll see if I finish hard mode. I don't know.
Fair.
Last thing. I'll just mention this. I'm not going to get into it. I watched Fallout. I watched all of Fallout.
Oh, damn. I've seen, I think, 3 episodes so far.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I will say, banger of an opening. First 5 minutes of the first episode, incredible, I will say. Rest of the show, pretty good. Like, as far as adaptations go, of a world, incredibly fun, great world building, very Fallout. There's one particular storyline this season that I'm like, I don't care about this really at all. I don't really like this character, and it sucks because I want to, but I'm just like, damn. Kind of a miss. Or I'm just like, I don't know what you wanted me to get out of that.
Right.
I don't know.
That's fair.
But yeah, I liked it. I'm excited for whenever they make a season 2, whatever. But
nice.
Yeah, pretty solid show. All righty, listeners, that is our show. Remember, you can email us at thefortress@gmail.com, fortress.four. Feel free to email us any feedback, questions, recommendations, or anything like that. You can follow the 3 Folie with ours. Rate, review, recommend us to anyone whoever you know. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your grandma, tell your cat. Thank you, Jackie, for helping edit the podcast every week. Thank you, Brian, for the art. Alex, for the music. And Devin, thank you for being here. Even when you're not here. Brian, you can see him on Instagram at ITZ_, by the way. Alex at Peterson Films. And Devin, you can see him at... He's got stories to tell when he comes back. I'll just say that. He's got some stories to tell.
See him living a life.
Living a life. Love it for him. Next week, maybe... So it might be time to head back to Rebel Moon, Brian.
Oh, no.
It might be time to head back to Rebel Moon next week. We'll see. Not looking forward to that. But anyways, we'll see you all, listeners, next week. Remember, happy holidays and put a code on his code out there.
Shout out to God of War Ragnarok.
Shout out to God of War Ragnarok, Brian, my boy. That's right.
Couldn't miss a week.
It lives on. It lives on. Oh, you could have let it die and you did it. Oh, thank you, Brian. All right. We'll see you here next week, listeners, on another episode in the Fourtress of